Welcome to yet another episode of the Main Event Mark podcast. And today, this is the second half of our episode this week. Since it should be a huge week for AEW, let's talk about AEW All In London. Before that, of course, let's invite our viewers and inform them as well that um, follow us on all of our social media platforms. That's on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, and on other platforms at Main Event Mark PW. And also you can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/main event Mark PW. And yeah, it's like what I said, Blast TV is the official home of the WWE and also Filipino Pro Wrestling in extent. And you can support them on Blast TV. Blast TV is still free for viewing for all of our subscribers if you download the app on the Google Play Store on our or on App Store. So also it will be available as well if you subscribe to Blast TV using your internet service provider either on Converge, Globe at Home, or other affiliated internet service providers or other that you can subscribe for 179 pesos a month. It also includes the coverage of the WNBA, the other coverages that Tap Sports or Tap TMV is actually provided to us, the UFC shows. That's all packaged just for you and it's for free if you're able to get it for free. So also a few things then. Dexcon announced their upcoming shows for October. So acknowledge natin yon. So October 12 is Graveyard Shift in Manila. So it's Dr. Gore's Graveyard Shift or Graveyard Shift. Graveyard Shift. Fuck it. So that's the first show. That's on October 12. Also the day where the PWR Homecoming took place originally. And then on October 13, that's the Josh or the Jam of the Joshis. So that's the all women's show, the DexCon for October 13. We cannot wait to see more details of that. And yung viewing party ng DexCon for Decada is set for September and they're going to release as well the video on demand for DexCon Decada. Let's wait for details of that on our friends over on DexCon. Let's continue the programming here and let's talk about AEW Dynamite before Wembley Stadium. Let's start with this. I said on the previous episode that it's a terrible idea to put AEW Dynamite on a delayed telecast and to prioritize its US fandom. I mean, it's an understatement that AEW doesn't have a broadcaster in the United Kingdom besides ITV4, which is the fourth rated ITV ITV channel in the United Kingdom, and TK is still stating that ITV doesn't air their shows and they're going to air All In on Friday, a week after Wembley. So yeah, it's kind of stupid, but wala rin silang streaming deal besides the Thriller TV and wala rin siya sa ITVX. So it's kind of stupid for Tony Khan. He did not took advantage of his deal with ITV and still insisting of his TBS thing because he is a stupid idiot that's only relying on his United States and Canada fandom and he doesn't care about the rest. ng manonood. So that's why the results are spreading out throughout this whole show. I mean, WWE often do that. But WWE nowadays is airing on its counterpart in the United Kingdom on TNT Sports. But TNT Sports is a joint venture by BT and Warner Bros. Discovery and also Eurosport. Pero um since AW or WWE is losing their rights to Netflix in the UK, parang namimingwit na si Tony Khan if he can tag or if he can take advantage of this broadcast rights, no? If he can take advantage of the broadcast rights na mawawala sa TNT Sports, then he should do live broadcasts of AEW Dynamite, Collision, or Rampage in the United Kingdom instead of trying hard or ipagpipilit sa ITV na i-air yung shows nila. It doesn't work in this age of wrestling. Na? 'Di ba? In this age of wrestling, delayed broadcast of wrestling doesn't work. Remember when TNA used to air shows a month, 2 months after its taping? That's pointless now. TNA is now airing 4 or taping 2 episodes a day. It's already okay with me since they have monthly shows, monthly tapings, which is good. But I don't really understand is why AEW is citing Thriller TV as a main factor why this show wasn't able to air live on the United Kingdom. Na nagka-problema daw si Thriller TV and they are prioritizing TBS as its primary broadcaster. I mean, it's okay. But WWE is breaking that rule several times. Do you think USA is complaining on that? Do you think Fox is complaining about that? No. Because in the end of the day, they are airing it live in front of the crowd and also airing on its network that's available in its country, in this case, TNT Sports. And AEW doesn't give a shit about the UK people. UK is prioritizing its main trajectory, which is the US crowd. And it's a problem that he has to fix. And if he's not gonna fix it, then it's a problem that we don't want to happen again. Because it's stupid. Tingnan mo, imagine mo, go home of the Wembley show. It's stupid. Like, this is your WrestleMania. Tapos tape. Tang inang yan. That's what I'm going to say. That's a disappointing move by a disappointment of a leader that named Tony Khan. And to be fair though, the crowd in Cardiff was amazing. The crowd, no one can dominate this crowd, but the Paris crowd, definitely the one who is standing at all. This Cardiff crowd was amazing. And I think this was the loudest one in the Dynamite history. And to really show how stupid Tony Khan is not to air this show live, there's a lot of spoilers already that is spreading throughout this show. How? Even his partners, Wrestling Observer, posted spoilers about it. Anyways, and also, um, we're not going to really talk about the cards happened on this show. The Claudio versus Okada match was amazing. Other than that, we're not gonna talk about the whole thing because Mercedes Monet, Brett Baker, it's kind of cringed me a lot. Then the Will Osprey MJF thing was a little bit sour, knowing what happened on their end and their acquaintances with Britt Baker. Then medyo given na rin sa akin that it's a terrible idea to put it in a different perspective. Again, Camille, on the other hand, was the bomb of this segment. And Mercedes Monet is something that we have to rid of out of this show. Then, para ako nagluluksa while I'm watching this segment, this is just a disappointing shit that we have. But I'm glad though that they are opening now with women, which is good, no? And then, yung crowd himala, nag-cheer talaga sila doon sa CEO, which is good by the way. Then, we have the match between Jericho and the Dynamite Kid, Tommy Billington, which is good by the way. But like what I said, I'm not gonna talk about it that much because this is such a match that I don't think we deserve to talk about it. Then let's go to Saraya versus Tony Storm. This match is firmly obvious. Saraya, as usual, acting like a fucking dick. Obviously, because she's the heel. And Mariah May is obviously the one who will dethrone Tony Storm out of this picture. And it really shows as well how amazing the crowd was. Even with this boring match between Tony and Saraya, it shows how energetic this crowd is. And this is one of the factors why I am calling Tony Khan a stupid idiot not to air this show live on Thriller or ITV. I mean, parang ando na tayo sa part na may unpredictability na itong match na mangyayari sa Wembley, which is I'm going to talk about later on. Sobrang lala ng plot twist if Saraya wins this match. But obviously, like what I said, Mariah May versus Tony Storm is such a big payoff after the story that they introduced last year. Then, Mariah May, on the other hand, is rising to the occasion, and Mina Shirakawa is clearly confused on who she will siding with. But yeah, regardless, Tony Storm kissing Cameron was amazing, to be honest. But Saraya is really improving, to be fair. But I would say this is a thing that AW is typically doing. I hope they're not going to do it again because this is pointless. Then Osprey, MJF, obviously their promo, uh, it's just shooting to AW or WWE. Sobrang ironic din na shoot na yun by the way. Pero parang ang haba kasi. Parang mas mahaba pa yung talk time nila kaysa sa mga matches sa buong card na to ng show. Then let's continue. Okada versus Claudio. This was amazing. Sobrang over nila parehas. And I'm really glad that Okada is not defending his belt on the pay-per-view, which is good. And I'm glad then that this not overshadowing the whole build for Wembley, which is a really good move. No? And the match was ended in a draw, which is not surprising. And parang pointless din eh. Ang problema ko kasi dito, AEW just did a time limit draw between FTR versus the Acclaimed. And now, we're getting this again. There's such a bad idea, bad writing from Tony. And Tony is writing this like every single week. And it's like a Vince move or a Vince idea that is trying to write with. And it's terrible to begin with. Then we have the main event, which is I'm gonna skip for obvious reasons. Then we have the confrontation between the final countdown between Swerve Strickland and Bryan Danielson. Ito lang ang masasabi ko. Swerve is on his last legs as AEW champion. Let's face it. Danielson will not have a long AEW title reign. That's for sure. But ang sure lang tayo dito, AEW is taking advantage of this weekend that they have, obviously. But it's still a bad move to put this goddamn show in favor of their mother broadcaster, which is TBS. And such a bad idea to begin with. Napagpilitan mo yung gusto ng TBS management kasi ganun naman lagi si TBS kasi gusto lang naman nila na ma-air yung shows like it or like as it is. And it's a bad idea, no? Regardless, all in, really great card. And also, there's also a spoiler that we have to expose here because Collision is not airing yet based on our recording as of now. But marami pa tayong pwedeng i-continue while we are discussing the show. So let's discuss now the predictions for AEW Collision and also the Webley show, obviously. So we're just looking for the prediction card that we have for All In London 2024. It will take place on Sunday, August 25, 1 a.m. Philippine time, August 26, and 2025 is set in Texas. 2026 is returning in Wembley. So this will be the match cards for this year's Double or Nothing 2024. Wala pang announce sa iba pang wala pang announced between the other matches on the countdown or for the 0 hour. But I'm not gonna give any fucks about it. But as of recording, here's the card for this year's AEW All In. Chris Statlander and Stokely Hathaway versus Willow Nightingale and Tomohiro Ishii. The winning team will choose the stipulation between Nightingale and Statlander at All Out. I think Willow and Tomohiro Ishii needs the win for obvious reasons. And I think I'm not gonna let a talker winning over a wrestler in the name of Tomohiro Ishii. And if the opposite happens, you're a fucking idiot. Simple. We have a Casino Gauntlet match with the winner will face the AEW champion in the near future. We don't know just yet on who will be the participants as they're not revealing it besides Hangman Page, Orange Cassidy, and kasi sino pa. Hindi natin nakukuha pa yung details. So Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe, Kyle O'Reilly, Hangman Page, Evil Uno, and Roderick Strong. I think it's Hangman Page obviously winning here, or Orange Cassidy, malay nyo, no? Then we have the PKRT versus Bang Bang Gang versus House of Black versus Blackpool Combat Club in a four-way London ladder match. Yes, it's not a three-way, it's a four-way for the AEW Trios World Championship. I think at this point, AEW is really relying on ladder matches, you know. But I think this should go to Blackpool Combat Club. Let's try something new here. Pac is a hometown hero, so why not? It will work eventually. Then the Buckaroos, Young Bucks versus FTR versus the Acclaimed in a three-way tag match for the AEW World Tag Team titles. I think this should be dropped to the Acclaimed because it's time. And this Brock Lesnar na payat, Buckaroos could go and fuck themselves, and doesn't make sense anymore to see them as champions and having the creative control on their goddamn gimmicks. And with them losing, that might disappoint Okada. Pero ako, matutuwa ako if they did. So, also then, the Elite Heel run reach its course. So, I don't think the Young Bucks deserves a longer title reign than what they have right now. Hindi nga sila makapag-defend eh. So, it's time for them to drop the belts to the Acclaim. Chris Jericho versus Hook in the last chance match for the AEW Championship. Jesus Christ, help me. I don't need this match at all. Fuck this match. That's it. That's my prediction. Mercedes Moné versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. This is an obvious thing. Mercedes is definitely winning. Then we have Jack Perry versus Darby Allin, coffin match for the AEW TNT title. I think medyo pointless if Jack Perry is losing here. So, I'm gonna give it to Jack Perry. MJF versus Will Ospreay for the American title or the international title, whatever. I think Will Ospreay gets the title back. That's my case here. Then, Timeless Tony Storm versus the Glamour Mariah May Ang for the AEW Women's World title. I think it's a time for Tony Storm to drop the belt. She already reached the course of her reign and it's time to go. Everyone loves Mariah May, but Tony Storm is clearly having a better character build, amazing charisma, but Mariah May now deserves to become the champion, clearly. Then we have the main event, Swerve Strickland versus Bryan Danielson, title versus career match for the AEW World Championship. Again, Bryan Danielson is currently working in a free agent role here. So, deep inside, I think we know that Bryan is winning here. In this match, I don't think there will be another factor for him to lose. Although, I have to say this, Swerve losing might put shit on his current run as AEW champion. As clearly Tony Khan doesn't care about his champion, the top champion, that puts AEW to the map. And it's clearly not the case for this one. Although, since it's a final match between or to Danielson, we should give a perfect moment to Brian Danielson. So I think, as much as I want Swerve to win and finish the career of Danielson, this was a little bit obvious to see him win the AEW title, even with the shorter reign of Danielson. I think this will be the case all along. And if that's the case, then why we should give Danielson title shot to begin with, right? Yun lang yun eh. So that's it for today's predictions. Let me know what you think on All in London 2024 as we go now to our review next week here on the show. As usual, again, it's an audio only episode that we're going to upload for the whole review of All in London 2024. And we're going to do a live stream back on YouTube for Bash in Berlin and No Mercy cards. So we're gonna talk about that in a later date. But let us know what you think on the official predictions, official card for All in London, as you can follow us as well on our social media platforms at Main Event Mark PW and also on my social media platforms at AG Penera. For the meantime here, I have to go. You can follow and support the show at Main Event Mark PW, and you can listen to our episodes as always on all of the social media platforms and on the Main Event Mark app. And on YouTube as well, youtube.com/Main Event Mark PW. Next week, after Bash in Berlin, you can catch a new episode of the PWPH podcast as we review Puso Wrestling Unang Tibok. And this will be the first episode of our new format as we are moving local wrestling reviews on the PWPH podcast. Main Event Mark still going to support our friends over on any scene, Puso, FEW, WoW, TexCon, but the reviews is now moving to the PWPH podcast. In behalf of everyone here on the PWPH Wrestling Network, my name is Angelo Penera here. Bye for now. Stay safe and stay wrestle. See you in the next episode.